Do your bends suck? I've seen a lot of bad bends over the years, but here are the 5 main reasons your bends might suck, from the easiest to fix to the hardest to fix. Coming in at number 5, stick fingers. Now a lot of students who are new to bending try to do it with their fingers straight and also spread apart, but because they do that, it means that their fingers lack the strength to get the bend up and also to hold it in place. So to help you get into an ideal position, you can start by pulling up the string and then try to hold the string up. And here's your 4-point perfect bend checklist. The thumb is anchored over the top for leverage. There's 3 fingers held together for strength. The ring finger is right next to the fret to get a clear note. The finger joints are slightly rounded and not locked out. And I know you might be saying, well, you don't just bend with your ring finger. And that's true, but the technique is very similar for other fingers as well. So if I just bend with my index finger, I haven't got fingers to join together with that, but still the rest of the technique is the same. If I bend with my middle finger, I can use 2 fingers to help push it up. And if I bend with my pinky, I can use 4 fingers to help push it up. But even if your bend is perfect, it won't help you with number 4, bad grip. To demonstrate what good grip looks like, I'm going to draw 2 lines on my ring finger. The string I'm bending, the second string, is being held where the bottom line is, and the 3rd and 4th strings are being held at this line at the tip of my finger. And by holding the 3rd and 4th strings up, it helps avoid the funny string bending problem when a guitarist's fingers get trapped underneath the strings. Now everyone has different hand sizes, and that's okay, but however thick your fingers are, you need to really be able to grip that string and hold up the ones above it at the same time. But even with this perfect technique, it's still going to be hard to get number 3 right, bad pitch. Bending to the wrong pitch is super common, and it's difficult to get it right because you have to have a good ear to know when you've got to the right note. But I have a solution. You just need a tuner. The tuner can tell you when you've bent to the right note. So I'm bending a G to an A, and I just kind of keep an eye on it and just check it gets to the right note. I'm sure you know how a guitar tuner works. After doing this for a while, the neighbours might be complaining, but you'll have a better idea for what a correct bend is meant to sound like, which helps with your ear training. And when you get to the correct note, you need to be able to hold it there without dropping off or going sharp or vanishing because you're just not gripping the note enough. If you're really next level, you can try vibrato on the bent note. As a warning, pre-bends are particularly difficult because you need to have a lot of experience in knowing how high to start the note with. But even when you've got the technique solid, the pitch correct, there's still number 2. What's that sound? Before number 2, if you find this video helpful, please help me out by giving it a like. So after the note is bent up, and the student's ready to move on to the next note, there's a fairly small but still annoying sound after I do the bend. And it's this accidental sound you get as you're kind of pulling off and your finger is touching the 3rd and 4th strings on the way out. It just makes everything sound a little bit gross. But once again, I've got a solution. If you have larger hands, you can hook your thumb over the top, so you end up muting the 3rd and 4th strings on the way up and also the way down. But even if you don't have larger hands, you can just use your picking hand to gently rest against the strings that you're not playing, in which case the 3rd and 4th strings. So you're muting them with your picking hand instead. This takes a lot of practice because you're bending and having to mute, so there's a lot of kind of toing and froing going on. But even if you do have the technique right, the grip right, the pitch right, and the muting right, it's still going to be difficult to get number 1. Piece it together. If you have a lot of bendy phrases all together, you need to break it down so you're only practicing a couple of notes at a time and then building it up step by step because you're combining all the skills at the same time, which is very difficult. And if you're also finding that you can't get your picking any faster, I'd watch this video next and see you in the next one.